Hi, this is Laurie, and I'd like to show you a real quick, short overview of Windows 10. Now, when you first get into Windows 10, you're going to notice in the lower left-hand corner is your Start button. And if you click on your Start button, there are a couple of items right above it, and if you hover over them, you can read what they do. Power is where you go to shut your computer down or restart it. Settings is where you go to fix things like your Wi-Fi settings or your video settings. Pictures will show you what you've saved on your computer's hard drive in Pictures folder. And Documents will be your Documents folder for this computer. Above that, you're going to see your user account settings. Now, just to the right of those items, you're going to see all of your running applications, all of your installed applications. And if you scroll down, you can find the one you want to start. However, there's a little bit easier way. Here's how I start an application. If I don't have it pinned to my taskbar or my desktop, I'll come down here and click on the magnifying glass. And I do have my magnifying glass minimized, so you might have the search bar right beside it on yours. It works exactly the same. If I typed Excel, I only got as far as EXE before it found it. I could find Excel and start it. So any application that you use a lot that you don't have pinned, you can quickly get to it with the search. Now, the other things you can get to with the search would be it searches not only for applications with that name, it searches the web. And notice I only got as far as EXE, so it would have searched on that. Additionally, if you have documents opened with that application, they'll show up. The recently opened ones will. If you had a document that had the word Excel in it but was not an Excel file, maybe a Word document that started out Excel, you'd find that as well. Let's do another one. This time I'm going to search on Maryland. Notice Maryland, it found that it's a state. It did a web search on it. It also found a Word document named Maryland, and it found a little Wikipedia article on Maryland. So do one more. Control panel. The settings in older versions of Windows were called the control panel, and notice it's an application. It found that there's a similar one named settings, but if you really wanted to work off of the control panel, you could click on that and it would open your control panel. I'm going to minimize that. Now, I want you to notice the taskbar. Notice some items have a blue underline, Word does, and a couple of other things do, including that control panel. That means those applications are currently running. Some do not. For example, Chrome does not. Edge does not. PowerPoint does not. So those are not running. If I wanted to quickly make something stop running, I could right-click on it, and one of the choices is Close Window. Okay. Another thing you could use for the right-click on an item that's not running, like PowerPoint, I could right-click on that. And notice it gives me the chance to unpin it from my taskbar or simply start PowerPoint, or it lets me open any of these recently opened PowerPoint documents. Now, on the Word that is running, notice if you have an application running and you hover over it, you're going to get a little thumbnail of it. I could close that application from here, or I could open it and go back to work on it. So the blue line means it's running. One more thing, the file folder. If you click on that, what you're going to get is the File Explorer. It's a little bit different in Windows 10. It has a few extra features it didn't have in older versions. At the very top here, by default, I have some quick access. These are folders that I frequently access and some recently opened documents. But if I would like to see this from the very start, I would click on this PC. Now this PC, if I had a flash drive running, I'd see that, or any other drives than my current C drive, which is what I have. Then I could click on any one of these and open to see what was in that. Or I could come over here from the side if I only wanted to see my documents. I could click on my documents and I would see that. And let's find a folder. I don't know what I have in Zoom, but let's see. Ooh, Nothing interesting. How about training? All right. And here I've got 4 files in this folder. Notice that if you select a file, these menus or ribbons across the top give you options for that file. For example, if I wanted to delete that file, there's the delete. Another thing you have up here is view. And right now I've got it in detail view so where I can see the date it was modified, the type of file, and the size. But if I wanted to see them in icon format or extra large icon format, I could select that up here. So there are lots of options in here to take a look at, but that's where you can go to find your files if you don't have them pinned to your taskbar or your desktop. Okay, so that's just a real quick start with Windows 10. I encourage you to take a good look at it because there's lots and lots of nice features.